What do my gente, you boys coming through once again? And on today's video, we're gonna talk about a YouTuber who got kidnapped and robbed. They took millions from his house. And before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like and comment. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button. It does not take nothing from you. And at the end of the day, you're just helping the channel, which I do highly appreciate it. Hit the notification bell so you be notified every time we drop a video. And one thing I'd like to tell you is thank you very much. I do appreciate your support. I do appreciate that you are giving me an opportunity, and let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's get to 10K by September 10 so we can do the one chip challenge, and that's the way to keep it entertained, right? So with this being said, let's get to the story because it is a good one. I came across this story, what was it, like 2 days ago, and I was debating if I would want to put it out there. Why? Because it's a YouTuber from Mexico, and I'm assume that maybe a lot of you guys don't know a YouTubers from Mexico, but it is a very interesting story, man. This individual has a YouTube channel. He has like 3.5 million followers. He said that he makes like around, let's say, $5,000 to $10,000 per month, and this guy is basically showing his videos about showing off his cars. Has a lot of Lamborghinis, and he's flossing what he has, right? That's a lot of content from Mexico. That's what they do. They floss their money, and a lot of people get attracted to that. They're like, man, I wish I can live that life, and that's why they have so many followers, man, because they see what this individual has, the mansion that he's living. By the way, I think he was living in Nuevo León. In Nuevo León, has a nice mansion, beautiful house, beautiful family. His kid is like 2 years old, but all of a sudden, one day, his girlfriend or his fiance was streaming a live, right? When all of a sudden, 5 individuals broke into their mansion, kidnapped everybody, right? And start stealing cash that he had right there, jewelry, and they took a Lamborghini from his house. He's saying, he was explaining on his videos that they came in with weapons. They were masked individuals. They put a gun on the head of the baby, the fiance. There was a friend from Russia, I guess. There was some lady from Russia that he barely started making videos with, and they threatened him that if he was, I guess, if he didn't tell them where the money was at, they were gonna throw the baby from the balcony, man. You know, I cannot imagine what this individual was going through. And you already know how the internet goes. Like, oh man, this guy's lying. This guy's doing this just because he's trying to get views. He's trying to do this, do that. But honestly, it seems like a legit video. I mean, he decided to put this on social media to speak about it. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's something difficult because when somebody goes to your house, they know where you live, right? So I'm pretty sure you're gonna be scared of exposing this, but he's being brave enough to exposing this. He said, you know what, I don't want to live in Mexico no more. He wants to move out of Mexico because of what happened. And he's calling the president, he's calling the governor of Nuevo León to actually do an investigation on what's going on, right? Imagine being in the safest place that is your house. You have to understand that's like your protection, you know, and that's how you feel. That's how you feel a house is. It's more like a protection, and for somebody to invade your privacy, right, and violate that, and actually threaten the lives of those that you love, just because they want money. I mean, I do understand that this guy is flossing that money, and that's why it's not good to do this, especially in a country like Mexico, that a lot of people take advantage of this. Come on, we just covered a story about this individual who had a label in El DF, and some individuals went and broke into his house that he had in a super expensive neighborhood, and they went in there, took the money, took whatever they were gonna get, and they shot him in the head, right? So you have to understand, to floss money in Mexico, you should just put in a target in your back, man. And apparently this is what this individual was doing. He had a gang of views, but on this occasion, somebody decided to do something about it and went for him. Now, this is an open investigation. You got individuals doing their job, cops doing their jobs. They found a Lamborghini, they found it in some parking lot. But the crazy thing about this is that people are not believing them. You know, there's a lot of people who want to contradict their stories for whatever reason. You know, at the end of the day, it's views, whatever. If you can poke a hole on somebody's stories, you're gonna try to do whatever you can, right? So far, what the news has put out there that it's actually going viral. It's going viral in Mexico and it's going viral now in the States because Univision and Telemundo are speaking on this. Is that so far they already know who did it. They're saying it's a group of criminals from Colombia who I guess to Mexico and this target this individual who you might ask how they had access to his house if he lives in this neighborhood or nice neighborhood. According to him, these guys came from the woods, right? I guess they walked all the way to his house. They got inside the house. They robbed him. They got in the car and left. That's what supposedly. That's what he said it happened, right? It is a sad situation and it's awakening. One thing I can tell you is that not every YouTuber, especially those who live in the States, they don't floss their money. You know what I mean? It's usually sometimes they act like they don't got money when in reality, just based on the views, based on the donations, stuff like that, you can tell that individuals have to have money, right? But it seems like in the US, it's more about hiding that money so you can get more donations, so you can get, or people can feel like, oh man, this guy's is not doing bad. And I'm seeing this with channels. They have over 1 million subscribers, you know? Now, there's other channels, of course, that do floss their money, and at the end of the day, they can do whatever they want, right? And they're entitled to that. They build their brand. It's up there, lucky them, and they're blessed for that. But for somebody to feel entitled and going to your house and threaten your family just to take your money, something that is not even their money, that's not cool. And that's something we have to understand, especially for those individuals that have never been through that life. You have to understand that this affects them seriously. You know, let's say if it happened to me, yeah, you know what, I've been exposed to different things. I might not process the same way that a regular individual might process that, and where they feel PTSD and all that stuff, right? And I feel the pain of the fiance, man. She's scared. The other friend, she's terrified, man. And for somebody to live through this, man, it's gonna be something difficult. You know, maybe I'm not gonna be able to understand it to the fullest, but I can have an idea, right? This is what happened to Alfredo Valenzuela and his family. We wish nothing but the best to them. And at the end of the day, you have to look out for your family. You know what I mean? Keep them in a safer place. If moving away from Mexico is the best option for your family, go ahead. Not everybody has the privilege of doing this, and he's lucky for that. So at the end of the day, man, we wish nothing but the best to them, nothing but the best wishes, and hopefully they get these individuals, these criminals that supposedly are from Colombia, who flew into Mexico and end up committing that crime right here in Mexico. So with this being it, we're out. Muchas gracias. Keep supporting the channel. To next video.